Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on sort of opal nails. You can see on my thumb there, that's the first one that I've done just as a practice to decide what I was going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and fit the forms. Now I need to put out a bit of a trigger warning on this video. My hair is going to be in frame a lot. I changed my camera angle thinking that I'd make, that it'd be simpler to do, and I didn't notice because of how it is, I couldn't see it. That my hair is going in the frame all the time, so if that's going to really annoy you, you might not want to watch this one because it's a lot of the video. But other than that, we'll just crack on. So I'm just measuring the form up now. I'm going to cut some slits down the side. To be fair, my like finger chub at the side isn't that great, so it's probably unnecessary on my type of fingers, but you may need to do this for people with a bit more of a chunky sidewall. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that, fit the form. I'm going to go through one full one and I'll explain it all as I go in real time, and then I'm going to do the others in, just in like triple speed or whatever, just to get through them so that you can, get round it, in your mind. So I'll explain this one as I'm going. So what I'm looking for on the form is I'm doing sort of a salon Russian almond, if that makes sense. So they're going to be quite short because I'm just about to go on a camping trip. That's why I've not been posting much, because this is obviously a few weeks ago when I filmed this. So these were my camping nails. So they're going to be the length of the thumb there that you can see. So I'm doing a salon Russian almond, so I'm making sure that where the tip of my nail is going to be is in line with the very top of my natural nail, like where my natural nail's apex is, or maybe even just ever so slightly higher, so that I get a really good C curve underneath, and so that when I make my apex, it'll come up from the cuticle to the apex and then straight out to the tip. So the tip will be the line from the apex to the tip will be parallel to the sidewall line, when you're filing. So it gives that really nice Russian almond style. So I've gone ahead and I've done that. I've pinched it down to the length because I want them really tight as well. And then I've rechecked the side to make sure that it's not lifted up too much, because when you pinch the form down, it does actually lift the tip of the form a little bit. So I've gone ahead and primed and I've dehydrated, primed, done all my prep beforehand, and now I'm just going in with a thin clear base, just so that I've got good adhesion. So I do this at the correct ratio, so that when I pick up my bead, it looks crunchy, it looks like sugar, it looks like wet sugar, and then as I sit and look at it for like 1, 2, 3, that kind of count, it'll go smooth, and that's when I put it on the nail. And I'm also filling the tiny little lip where your natural nail meets the form, so that when I put my colour on, there's no difference. It stops you from getting that like lip of colour. Sometimes when you're doing a thin layer of colour and then you encapsulate that, you can sort of see where it dips towards the free edge of your natural nail. So I want to avoid that because I am going to be doing the colour quite thin. So I just fill up that, as you can see from the side there, just making that smooth so it's flush with my natural nail, and then I build my tip out for strength. I like to do it where I've got clear underneath and on top, because I feel like it does make the nails a little bit stronger. It's also easy for changing design after as well. It means you don't have to take it all the way off if you want to drastically change colour or whatever. I'll do a clear nail, you can just buff off, you can just file off the top layers. So I'll just get this done. I'm not building up apex or anything, I'm just making sure that this layer is nice and thin. It's a lot thinner than it actually looks on this video, and making sure that there's no dip at the end of my natural nail, making sure that I've got all the way to the edge of the free edge on both sides, and building out my shape, so making sure that I come straight out from the side walls and then go up sort of like it's like a softer version of a Russian almond. It's not got the angle, it's got like a curve, so I'm just putting that curve in as well. I'm now adding my colour layer. This is a mixed colour that I've done, which is why it's in a shot glass. So yeah, this is just how I roll with all the high quality salon equipment. So this is a pre-mixed colour that I've done. I've got a little like 5-minute video of this as well, so if you want to check that out, just check my channel out, it's on there. It's basically white, blue and clear and a bit of glitter. and a little bit of green, just a tiny bit. I wanted kind of a transparent blue. So I'm just popping this over all the areas that I've put my clear, so that I've got the colour on the nail, and I'm doing it as thin as I can because I am going to be adding some Mylar as well, and then encapsulating with clear. So I'm just making sure it's an even sort of coverage, if that makes sense. Because it is a mixed colour that I've done myself, it's a bit funny to work with, so I'm struggling. This is like the second nail I've done with it. So yeah, so I'm just going to keep filling in any sort of transparent patches until I've got it how I want it. Trying to keep it transparent-ish a little bit, maybe just a tiny bit, so it's a bit frosty. And then I'm just coming in with the Mylar. I've chopped up some Mylar and put it in this little bowl to my left, and I'm just popping them on. I think it'd look a lot better if I had multiple colours of Mylar, but I've only got one, so I've just chopped them up and I'm just blobbing them on where I want. I'm using a tiny bit of clear acrylic, or I've wet down with clear acrylic, and then I'm popping them on. So I'll just let you watch that. Got a little bit of monomer on my skin there, so I'm just getting that off. That's why I'm wiping. Obviously I try not to swipe my own skin, but it does happen. It's really difficult to control everything on yourself because you don't have the second hand to help you out, so you can't pull your skin back and stuff. Like I literally hardly ever get any monomer or anything else on anybody else, but I always slather it all over myself. So now I'm just going to come in and encapsulate this, I think. Yep. So I'm just coming in with a bead. I'm coming in with a bead of blank slate first, or natural. I can't remember which. I'll have a look. I'll put it in the description. Just to smoke it out a bit. I wanted to be able to have the nails gloss, but them still look like matte nails do, you know. Because I think with opals, they have that frosty look inside, but the surface is actually shiny. So this is the sort of look I'm going for. You know, I think I could have got a better opal look with some, you know, a more variety of Mylar and maybe some chrome flakes and, you know, stuff like that. But I was quite happy with these. Like, as a first go, they're not bad at all. I definitely got that frosted but shiny look that I wanted. So it frosts out that Mylar, but then you can still have the surface shiny. So I'm just encapsulating with just clear now, because obviously if you encapsulate it with the you know, the frosted white, whichever you're using, you will end up with a murkier middle where your apex is, which, you know, is not what I wanted. I wanted it to be evenly sort of frosted out. So I'm just shaping now with my clear, making sure I've got it all the way down the sides, making sure my apex is in the right place, making sure that the spine down the middle is correct, trying to do as much work as I can with the brush, save me filing. Getting rid of a little dip there, which I think I filled up a bit too much, to be fair, but it all filed off anyway. So I'm just going to get a little bit of powder on my finger and pinch. I do like a really well pinched nail. I am very rough on myself as well. I do not recommend that you do it as rough as I do it right now. You really don't need to squeeze the pinching tool. Just leave it. Just put it on and leave it. Like, don't do this to your clients. It's too harsh. So that one's all pinched up now. When I'm on myself as well, I can't continue working because I need both hands to pick stuff up and, you know, load my brush and get powders in the right place and put form on, and it just takes me forever to do them on my own because I've got to literally wait for the pinching tool to come off because I just can't move. It's a pain. But obviously on a client you'd put your pinching tool on and you'd already be halfway through your next nail, so it won't take anywhere near as long as it does on yourself. Yeah, just checking my C-curve, making sure it's nice and tight. I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of them now. Exactly the same procedure on all of them, so I'm just going to let you watch and I'll put a little bit of music on for you. And I'll be back when we're on to something different. Again, sorry about the hair. I'm so sorry. I know it's so bad. I was triggered as hell watching this video back, so I apologise. But yeah, if you can get over that, then, you know, enjoy this little patch and I'll be back in a minute. Right, okay, so just finishing up the pinch on this now, and then we're going to move on to filing. I've just got my thumb on top there to try and help it set a little bit, get a bit of heat on. So my filing routine changes every now and again, but at the time of filming this, my filing routine was to go around the cuticle. It is actually a 180 file, but it is a little bit soft because it's quite old. This is the file that I use on myself, so I don't really throw it away, I just disinfect it. Obviously on clients, so I only use them once. So yeah, I do the cuticle, round the cuticle at the angle to get the apex at the right distance from the cuticle and at the right angle that I want it. Then I go down those side walls from underneath to make sure that they're nice and straight. And then on this set, I went over with my E-file next. Normally, what I would do is I would do the side walls from the top and focus on doing them slowly to make sure that they're perfectly straight, but I didn't do that on this set. That's a new addition to my file routine. So with the electric file, what I do is I start look from a side view and I go over and make sure that my apex to tip area is straight on this particular shape, you know, either straight or sloping down, whatever the shape demands. So I'm making sure that there's no dips, there's no lumps, it's coming out straight from that apex towards the tip. And then I go, once I've done that, and then I look from the top and go from top to bottom on either side to get rid of the lumps that are left, to basically smooth out the difference, and then I'll move on to my hand file. So I do go out of shot a little bit here, I apologise, it's really hard to file on camera. I think I might shoot a filing routine video just on its own and make sure that I'm on camera and such. But yeah, I go back under the sidewalls to make sure that they are still perfectly straight now that I've thinned out the actual side of the nail. And I'll also, on this particular set, I'll also make sure that I get the free edge the correct shape as well. So I sort of start at the sidewalls and then file and twist my file up towards the free edge, and then I'll just whip over the entire surface, making, you know, looking down the barrel of the nail, looking from the side, looking from the top, making sure that the nail's straight, making sure that everything's smooth, and all my side of my cuticles and down my side walls are all thinned out so they won't lift, and making sure that I can physically see a tiny bit of my natural nail between the skin and the extension. Checking that I've got that nice dolphin nose shape, making sure that my almond look from the top looks right, making sure that my side walls are equal thicknesses, you know, the free edge side wall and stuff like that. And just do that on all of the nails, and then I'm just coming in for some top coat. So this is why I wanted them shiny but frosted, so I went ahead and used my Urban Graffiti top coat, my no wipe top coat. Just popping this on. This is another reason I've decided not to use this camera angle again, because the top coating's not very entertaining. But yeah, so they're frosted out, but you can see the Mylar's still shiny underneath a little bit, and like in real life they're actually quite glittery as well. They've got a lot of, I put like a white chrome in with the powder and it made it really shimmery. They were actually really nice. They just look like blue nails on camera, but they were actually pretty cool. So yeah, I'm just making sure I get it all covered in top coat, wrapping the tip a little bit. Not that it really needs it when it's on an extension. But yeah, so that's it, it's all done. Right, so it's time for cuticle oil now. This is actually becoming my favourite part of these videos. I'm going to absolutely get slathered in cuticle oil. I love this stuff so much. Like, I'm addicted to it. I do this literally 2 to 3 times a day, but especially after I've obviously done my nails. So get absolutely slathered in it, really get in there, massage and get all them dry bits of skin gone. Oh, it's lovely. So yeah, get right under them nails, get all the way up to your hypernychium, get it halfway up your hand, get it all over. It's like so nice after you've been cramping your hand up trying to file your pinky, you know, or some other stupid random position you've got to get yourself into. So keeps your extensions supple, keeps your skin nice. Look at those beautiful C curves. So yeah, I was really happy with these. The photographs at the end, I actually forgot to take a photo of these nails after I filmed, so I ended up infilling them about 3 weeks later and then taking a photograph. So that's what the photo is. But you know, I went camping, I did a load of sword fighting, because I went to this thing called Sword Punk, which were absolutely amazing. You should definitely Google that up. I think they've got an Instagram page which is just Sword Punk. It's just like a big adventure weekend sort of thing, and I literally didn't lose any nails at all. But yeah, I didn't even have any lifting. It was great. They stayed on fantastic. So I feel like I've got it now. I've nailed it. So yeah, thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will have some more soon. I'm sorry I have been off because obviously, like I say, I've been away. But yeah, so if you enjoyed it, pop me a like. If you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I've not got many subscribers at the moment. I'm trying to build it up. So yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys around.